Hello, online crew. I hope you're having an amazing day. What I'm going to share with you today, or let's talk about today, is social media and how you kind of stand out from the crowd. Because there's a lot of people on social media that sound a lot like a lot of other people on social media. And when you sound like everyone else sounds on social media, it's going to be really hard for you to break through, grow an audience, create a following because you just blend in with everyone else. So it is a really important topic because in my mind, if you know me really well, there's a couple of things that I quite dislike. You might be able to agree with me, and that's I don't like wasting time and I don't like wasting money. Can anybody relate to that? But when it comes to social media, you can actually waste a lot of time trying to navigate this thing called social media, and not really get anywhere. So that's what I want to chat with you on today's live. Now, those of you that have caught me live, thank you. It's awesome to see you because I'm live an hour and a half earlier than I normally am because I'm hosting a webinar in just under 30 minutes. So I just want to thank you if you found me live because I'm not on my normal time. So if you are here with me live, say hello so I can give you a shout out. Oh, we've got Joanne on Instagram over here. How are you? Hello, Mel. Good to see you on. We've got Beth here as well. Hello, Cherie. It's awesome. So say hello. If we've not met before, my name's Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain. So that's all just a little bit of fun for our online crew community here. So if you're a home-based business owner, network marketer, entrepreneur, direct seller, social seller, that kind of business model, then you're in the right place. But what's really important to me and what I teach through all my trainings is, and I'm in the industry with you, building with you, teaching everything that I'm sort of talking about, is to be a human before a marketer. So really being genuine and authentic and building relationships and being that person on social media rather than the person that's in Messenger sending cold messages saying, hey, you should look at my stuff or you should buy my stuff. Those kind of messages. I'm sure you've all received them. I'm sure you've all received them without even somebody addressing your name, that they're copy and paste. And it's like, do you want to have a look at what I've got? Like, that's not being a human. You wouldn't do that if you walked up to somebody in the street for the very first time. So don't do it on social media. So this is, part of the discussion today is, that the world would be a really, really boring place if everyone looked exactly the same, dressed exactly the same, sounded the same, spoke the same, told the same jokes, like, wouldn't it? Like, life would be pretty boring if everyone looked and sounded the same. So what we've got to watch out for on social media is that you don't look and sound the same as everybody else on social media, because it's going to be really hard for you to grow an audience that way. It's going to be really hard to stand out from the crowd. So let's have a chat about that. Like, one of the things that I love, and I get caught out by this. Sometimes my husband goes, Helen, stop staring. I love people watching. Can anyone else relate to that? Especially Las Vegas. So after the event that I just went to sort of last month in Las Vegas, and geez, it's hard. Our team are all at a conference at the moment in America. And because I've just been in America last month, I can't go to America again, within another month. So it's hard being here when a lot of my team are celebrating I hope you can still see me there on Instagram. I've got a phone call coming through. So I should pop back on in a minute. But when we spent some time in Vegas, just Paul and I, after the conference, my phone's going nuts. Joanne, are you still on live on Instagram? Because it's doing really weird things. I'm not sure if you can even hear me. Anyway, I'll just let that do its thing. He's just, sitting up. We were sitting up on a bar, having a drink, and you're just watching the world go by in Vegas, and you just see the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Interesting sights in Vegas. And I just love watching people. I love to see what they're doing, what they're wearing, how they're acting. Just love watching people watching. Is that just me, or can anyone else sort of relate to that? So people are more interesting when they're more unique. You want to remember that on social media. You have to find your own voice on social media. So how do you do that? There's a few different things that you need to be aware of. One of them is absolutely hands down your brand. Who is it that you're talking to? What is it that you stand for? What do people know to be true about you, and what you can help them with? Part of my brand, apart from, my target market, you're probably listening to me here now because you're in the industry of entrepreneurship or home-based business or whatever. You guys are in my target market. That's why you listen to me. So I know who I'm talking to. So do you know who you're talking to, on your social media? And what is it that you stand for that people can embrace with you? Many of you will know, if you've been around me for a while, that I really stand for being a human before a marketer. I mention it on most of my lives. It's something that you can probably relate to with me because that's how you want to build your business as well. You can get taught by your uplines to write your list of 100. Here's a script, here's a copy and paste, send it to all those people. You can build that way if you want to. It's not the way I want to build my business. So yes, I'm into social media. Some people may not agree with that. Some people may not agree with attraction marketing. Your traditional network marketers won't. Your uplines might argue with you if you try learning about online marketing and all that kind of stuff. There's obviously, challenges in this industry with the online world. But what you absolutely want to make sure of is that you've got your brand behind you, that you know who you're talking to and what you stand for, and that will find you the audience that'll find your tribe and your community that will then help you find your ultimate customers and clients and teammates. If you don't have that identity, you don't have your own voice around something, you don't have your own sort of catchphrase, if you like, of sort of what you stand for, then how are people going to gravitate to you? So I know there's on social media. This person, you might be the crypto person, you might be the makeup person, you might be the weight loss person, you might, whatever you are. But what is different about you? If I asked you, why would I follow you? What are you going to bring to the table for me to give up my time to watch you on a live video or scroll your social media? What are you going to give me that would make me want to follow you and look at your content and listen to your live videos and all of those kind of things? So do you know the answer to that question? So you've got to sort out your brand. Now, your brand is going to be different depending on where you're hanging out on social media. Your personal profile is going to be a combination of different things that you enjoy and love and stand for, but your brand should come through strong. It's not your ultimate goal because you can't build a business on a personal profile. It's against Facebook's policies. But your brand should come through fairly strong on your personal profile. Now, I guarantee if I look at some of your personal profiles, I wouldn't be able to tell that you're in the business that you're in. I may not even be able to tell that you've got a business on the side that you're trying to grow. So there's some clues for you. If you've got a business page or even a group, your branding must be on point with your target market and who you're trying to attract, because you have to earn the right to get followers. You've got to earn the right to get followers. So there's the whole branding piece. So if you haven't sorted that out, I can help you out next week. Well, for the next 4 weeks in my branding course, the details are above. Instagram, I'll put it in the comments section after. But you've really got to sort out that foundational piece. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your time on social media. The other things that are important is, what is it that people love about you? Has anyone complimented you about certain things about your personality, or something quirky about you, or I just love the way you XYZ? Like, have you had compliments from people regarding the person that you are? Whatever that is for you. And if you can't think of any off the top of your head, you're not sure what that is, ask people. So, what is it that you think are good qualities of mine? Ask somebody, ask a number of people, because you want that to shine through so people can resonate with you, because you've got to find your own voice on social media. There are some people that it's not really my thing, but there are some people that actually like swear quite a lot. Now, if they swear quite a lot in person, I would actually encourage them to be who they are in person on social media. Now, that may not be your thing. It's not really my thing. And people may not resonate with you if you've got foul language. But there are people that have got amazing brands and they swear a lot because it's actually just them. My point is nothing to do with swearing. My point is, what qualities have you got that are very unique to you that maybe you're not really showing on social media? And I share that with you because of what I see in my live video challenges. It's not until people come back and do their third, their fourth, their fifth, their sixth live video challenge that I'm like, there they are. There's their personality. There's their quirkiness. There's their sense of humor. There's their no care factor. They're letting the walls down. So when you can treat social media a bit like your lounge room, a bit like you're talking to a friend or you're writing in a diary, if you can let the walls down a little bit and treat social media that way, people will see the real you. The quicker that you can show the real you, good and bad, on social media, the more that you're going to connect. People think they need to be perfect on social media, and that is so far from the truth. If you're building a brand, there is a certain element of, professionalism that you have to have behind that. But you still want to be you behind that. You still want to talk normally. You don't want to get on your live videos or write all your social media points from a teaching point of view. Like it's drummed into people, give value, give value, give value, give value. Yes, I couldn't agree more. That's what's going to keep people coming back to watch you and look at you and learn from you, is when you're giving out great information that is helpful to your target market. If you don't know who that is, if you don't know your brand, then you're probably talking about all things and you're not really attracting a tribe or a community of people that stand for what you stand for. Okay. But in that, you still got to deliver your messages and have a conversation with your audience, not at your audience, like I was talking about yesterday, because you really want people to get to know you. Because this industry, if you're in like direct sales, social selling, etc., you didn't create what you're selling. It's not yours. This is the whole thing with social media and our industry. You can't control a lot of the things that your company does or the products they have. You've joined a company and they have a suite of products of some sort, and that's what you've got to work with. It's not a passion of yours since you've been a baby and you've created this product because your health problem you have. That's not your story. It's you've got into this industry for whatever reason, and everything you've got is the same as what everybody else in that company has got. So if that's all you ever really talk about, that's not going to last long. It's not going to help you grow an audience. What is it that you can actually help people with? And what is it that you can actually give value to people about? And how well can you do that with your personality? If anyone's listening live now, or even, the replay later, is there anything that pops into your mind that somebody has said to you, oh, you're so quirky, or you're so funny, or you're entertaining, or, you're inspiring, or, have you had any compliments at all? If you haven't, maybe you just haven't been on social media enough, or you don't really have, the audience enough yet to share that with you. But I would love to hear if anybody already knows that they've got a quality that maybe they're not sharing. Some people, and you guys don't see it much, but when I'm really relaxed, I'm actually quite funny. But you probably don't see that. But when I know when I'm really relaxed and I'm just, just going with the flow, people like, you're so funny, like every now and again, not all the time. But I know that's part of who I am. And I need to show that a little bit more because there is, there's a pretty silly side to me. Some of you might see it. It comes out every now and again. At the gym a couple of weeks ago, I was just mucking around the whole class, and people are like, "What's wrong with you today, Helen? You're just being really funny and really weird." And it's like, well, this is just part of my personality. So my point here is, what is it that you're not really showing on social media? Or are you, or are you already being complimented for that? If you are, then keep going. Right, keep showing up like that and give value at the same time and be entertaining at the same time. And it'll be much easier for you to stand out from the crowd. Because I know there's a lot of you that lack self-confidence and belief in this industry. And if you haven't had any success already, that little voice in your head goes, can I ever make it in this industry? Or am I ever going to build a following or whatever? And you doubt yourself. The more you can let go of that and just be who you truly are and sharing what you want to share genuinely, authentically from you, with no walls up, no barriers, no perfection. Perfection will not serve you at all. Perfection is only going to hold you back because you're going to wait for the right setting. You're going to think you need to look amazing. You won't go live unless you've got makeup on. Not so much for the fellas, but you know what I mean? Like when you're waiting for everything to be perfect, it's only going to hold you back. The more real you are. And that's why so many network marketers sell a lot of stuff in stories, because they're more open in stories. They share more in stories. Most of my customers come from, I've got to plug my phone in. Most of my customers come from stories or curiosity posts on my profile. Sorry, just plugging in Instagram there. So let's see what some of you guys have said. Good to see you here, Tonya and Ford. Vegas is great. People watching, it sure is. Mel loves watching people too. Okay, I'm not alone. Hi, Christina. How are you? Beth, that I'm inspiring and helpful. Okay, so food for thought. What are you actually inspiring about, and what are you helpful with? Like, keep that going and make sure that's coming across, on your social media. Mel, you're funny. Yes, I've been told I care so much and I help so many people. Okay, but with what? Because you really want to. So having those kind of, qualities is awesome. But if I watch you on social media, can I tell that about you, Joanne? Like, do you speak like that on social media? Do people know that you really care about their results or their health, or around that? People often say to me that they know that I care about their results, because I just think there's too much training out there, and I think there's people that do too much training and not take enough action. And that's why I have my coaching community, because that's about the how. That's like, okay, let me show you the practical stuff. Let me share my screen. This is how you do it. This is how you resolve that, whatever. Like, I want to cut through just people watching training and actually get into, okay, this is the how, because it's only the how that's going to help people get to know you, grow an audience, all that kind of stuff. So make sure what people are telling you, that you're actually showing that on social media, that actually people know that you really care on social media by the way that you talk, by the way that you act, by the words that you say. It's not just teaching and educating and giving value to other people. It's actually how you share it, your voice, your tone, you're talking to your camera, this little dot here or dot there, like it's somebody in your lounge room. Make sense? So Faye gets lots of compliments. Okay, so what for? So make sure, you continue that. I'm told I'm too serious. Okay, so there's something to watch out for. People will probably not resonate with somebody that's serious on social media. So that might be a clue for you to, Joanne, to just let the walls down a little bit. Okay. People tell me in person that I can be goofy, but not yet online. Oh, Ford, if you can be goofy online. People will love that. You got to let those walls down and be goofy online, Ford, because it'll help you stand out from the crowd. You don't want to say things like everyone else. You don't want to deliver training like everyone else. If you're a bit goofy, you got to be goofy, Ford. I'm giving you permission to be goofy. I just went live and told I was aspiring. Awesome. Awesome. Great job, Christina. Inspiring with my walking and determination and helpful with content creation. So you've got clues. When people are sharing with you, compliments like that, they're clues for you to keep going, keep building on that. That's content that people are resonating with and helping with whatever they need. So yeah, that's good, but there's got to be a context behind that. I know that's probably with social media or something. There is like a topic behind that. Yes, makes sense. Okay, cool. So my point here, make sure you've got a well-established brand. You know your target market. You know who you're serving. You know what you stand for. If you want a catchphrase, like stand for something and take people on a journey with you. So mine is be a human before a marketer. And you guys know that about me if you've watched me more than once. Okay, stand for something and share that and make that part of your brand, because it will help you grow a tribe, because people that stand for the same things that you do will continue to follow you. Okay, I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down there. And if you do need help with your branding, obviously look at the details above, or just go to helenmartinonline.com/branding, because I can work with you for 4 weeks to work this out, because some people just can't work it out on their own. It's challenging for some people, and sometimes we go the whole 4 weeks and we only get it nailed down in the last week. It doesn't matter how long it takes, just as long as you get there, because I just know that your content will become so much easier when you know your brand. Your confidence will grow, your audience and your tribe will grow, and that will give you more opportunities to get teammates and customers, etc. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I've got to host a webinar for the next hour and a half. So to those of you that did find me live an hour and a half earlier than I normally am, thank you for being here. It's awesome to have you guys here. And this is my last live video of the week. So have an amazing weekend. Make sure you relax and have some fun. Food for thought for what I'm talking about today as to how you should show up and find your own voice, not somebody else's voice. Find your own voice on social media and let the walls down so we can see you. That's going to help you stand out from the crowd on social media. Okay? So I'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.